We are live. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pilo, I am your host. And this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. And in today's video, we're talking about Rushwin Dortley and what his agent has said concerning the links of this defender to Kaizer Chiefs. And if you don't know who he is, it's fine. We're going to talk about him. And we're also going to talk about what Shabba has said regarding Mtutuzi Shabalala, because there's been a lot of talks about Mtutuzi Shabalala, Mfundo Vilagazi, but more especially Mtu Shabalala, because he's a friend of Relebohile Mfukeng, who's currently doing very well at Orlando Pirates, while Mtu Shabalala is not doing so great. Like, he's come back and has tried to recover his confidence, which is good for him, but he has not reached the levels that we saw from him last season. Why is that? Well, Shabalala has some thoughts, and also the boy himself has had some thoughts. Now, if you look on the left, or I don't even know which side I'm on, I have already made a poll asking you guys, Uguti, is carrying Chiefs too much responsibility for young players like Mtu Shabalala and Fundo Vilagazi and Abo Samgelozwane? Because the one thing that Ushabalala is saying when he talks about Mtu Shabalala is this. He says that at Pirates, in fact, let me just read the quote as he said it. He says that conversation is key, mostly with young players. I'll give you examples. Mufukeng is playing well and is a regular. He's getting game time, which is good for him, good for football, and he looks like he's in a good environment where he's guided. I think what is key with what Shabalala says later on is that with Chiefs, it's a bit different now, because the situation is, I said it before, there are good players at Chiefs. The club doesn't have bad players, which you might agree or disagree on that one. The challenge is that they don't have a team. There is no structure currently. There is no identity. It looks more reliant on individual brilliance to win games more than a team structure, and it becomes a problem for the youngsters when they are promoted to the first team, because they come into an environment where the team is not doing well. He hit it on the nail. I think we've talked about this so many times, Uguti. The biggest thing with Chiefs and Pirates, or with Chiefs right now, is that whenever Mtu Shabalala comes into the club, when he came to the club, we're like, save us. No one else is doing anything. So Mtu Shabalala comes in as a savior at his age. Even right now, Mfundo Vilagazi, when he comes on, he's expected to change games. You cannot really be putting that much pressure on a young player, because if he's not playing well, that means all that blame will shift to him. Which is funny, because all this other time, and abantu abasho ukuthi experience yazilisa, but when we are losing and there are young players in the field of play, people are quick to jump and say, oh yeah, it's because we are playing kids, which I think is very unfair to the kids. So Ushabalala continues to say that the other thing that he thinks is a problem with the Chiefs is the fact that this thing. He says that and now when they get introduced, they get lost because there's no structure and there is no identity. And he also talks about mentorship. And when he talked about mentorship, I thought of every player that is at Kaizer Chiefs. I was like, you know what? There are the likes of Kevin Msimangu, about Ditlok, all of these guys are leaders, right? Naturally, you look at them, and from where they've been, Ditlok, I think, is even the captain of his national team. Msimangu was the captain of Galaxy. But even them, they don't even look like they're confident. Umart, who's the team captain right now, is not even playing these days. Ukune, same thing. So it's a situation whereby everyone in that club does not have confidence. So how are they going to even help the young ones with confidence if they themselves don't have confidence? I will talk about Dortley in a second. I just want to read some of your comments regarding this. Let me go here. Let me go and come and view this live. My own live. I'm viewing my own live. Yeah, so Usnako commenting on my account, he's saying Olampilo, and then saying you have 26,000 subscribers now. Forget about one of them because I have subscribed with 2 accounts. Yeah, siyakula guys. We are growing slowly but surely. And then Snako continues to say Chiefs should just attack on a high line because we are going against the counter-attacking football coach. Have 3 tall centre backs for the aerial balls. Zwan and Sitebe, the rest should be attackers. Yeah, as a Cape Town Spurs, I feel like they will surprise the Chiefs. We'll do a match preview. We'll do a match preview tomorrow. But just as a side note, I don't think Cape Town City will necessarily sit back in that game because they have nothing to lose. So why would they sit back? I don't think they will be doing anything of such because they would want to win unless Umtindorp is such a coward like that. Untate Mukone is saying we need a good and confident coach to guide and inject self-belief to players. That is true. I see a few people hinting that Chiefs have found a coach and sounds like he's a good one, but I don't even know who he is. But yeah, I hope Chiefs have really made this decision. By the way, Ntate Mkone, I did an interview with you and your son on Saturday, and I lost all of those videos because there was no audio. I was so mad that I didn't post the video on Sunday because I was hurt, actually, not mad. I was hurt. But yeah, I hope next season we can get to meet and have more interviews because yeah, yo. It's like father like son in that Mukone household. I interviewed the father, I was like, yeah, this is good. I interviewed the son, it was even better. I was like, this is something. Please like the video, by the way. And then Jose is saying, guys must play to earn their respect back from the fans. That is true. Yeah, I was looking at Olympique Lyon. You know Olympique Lyon, yes, France. Beginning of the season, they lost 4-1 to PSG. And their ultras are like their fans. It's like the branches in South Africa. So their ultras, like the core fans, the main fans, took a mic and then started talking to the players. Like, you guys need to take us serious. You need to play for the badge. What you are doing is unacceptable. And at that time, Lyon was number 18. They were bottom of the log in France at that time. After that speech, they fought their way up. Now they are 6th on the league. With 2 games remaining, they could end up being 4th or 5th, being 5th in the log. Imagine that push from 18 just because they talked to fans and fans were mad and the club or the players made a decision to play for the players. So I think they did a good job for listening to their fans. Karabo is saying, Khosi, what do you think about Coach Ramovic? I made a whole video about Ramovic before he even before this whole Rulani thing, because I see a lot of people are now interested in Ramovic since his Rulani thing. But I said this thing long ago. I mean, not long ago, maybe 4 months ago. I made a video about him where I was saying that Ramovic makes sense as a Kaizer Chiefs coach because he's a disciplinarian, yeah, something like that. And players are in line in his team. Players fight for him. Players do everything for the club. He understands what he's doing, but over and above that, they buy into what he's telling them because he's good and they can see that what he does is very good. So Uramovic ticks those boxes. He's highly educated in football as well. He coaches very well. And also he develops players, which I think is one of the things that is underrated. Uguti. As a coach, you must be able to develop players. It's not just about buying players. That's why he's picking on Rulani so much these days. It's like, hey, I am not a coach who has 100 million players, but I have 100 million mindset players because they are coached like that and there's a system that works, right? They were spanking Sundowns on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? Yeah, I think it was Tuesday, if not Wednesday. I even forgot. It wasn't yesterday, so it was Tuesday. They were like holding Sundowns like this. People are saying, Sundowns are not dominated. I'm like, they say look at the stats. Sundowns at 71 pole position, TS Galaxy at 29. I'm like, yeah, duh. Look at the game yesterday that we watched. Atalanta played a better game and were dominating Bayer Leverkusen. But if you look at ball position, you will see that it's in favor of Bayer Leverkusen. So a ball position does not necessarily mean you are dominating the game, because you could be keeping the ball in your own half, which, by the way, is exactly what Chiefs does. They will keep the ball in our own half and then kick the ball long. It does not mean you are dominating the game just because you have the ball. So Ramovic had a game plan that worked against Sundowns. Not for the first time. People are going to say, Sundowns, he beat Ramovic 3 weeks ago. Yeah, this is the same team that knocked Sundowns out of the MTN 8 as well. So I think that he's a very good coach. The only problem with Ramovic, why he wouldn't make sense, or the biggest problem with him at Chiefs would be the fact that, hey, you haven't won anything. And we know how fans do with coaches who have not won anything. You don't win the first 2 games and then they're like, Vele has never won anything. Why did you bring him to the club? So, yeah. And then Snako is saying the new coach should just go to the 5 Sangoma that Kevin spoke about. Maybe we might win because the first loss in the first game, fans will want. He said, Vele, that's what will happen. Chiefs doesn't play well in the first game, they would be like, even Johnson was bad. You know the fans. And then Tatem Kone saying, yeah, Mpilo, I was looking forward to watch and listen how we analyze that game. Yeah, it sucks. For the first time. And then Nkululeko was saying, Mpilo, my brother, you know what? Johnson is a clown. You'll be amazed how he will line up come Saturday. I am based in Cape Town. I'm not even gonna waste my time going to the stadium. Oh, the stadium so Kulumalab. It's the DHL stadium. I've never been. Like, I'm so happy because I've been to Cape Town twice this year, this season, and we went to the other stadium, not DHL. So now I'm happy. I think the only World Cup stadiums I've not gone to now is the one that's here in Northwest. Royal Bafokeng, then the stadium in Bloemfontein, and then DHL I'm gonna go to on Saturday, and then the last one is Eastern Cape. So I'm going to be left with 3 stadiums after this game. I wanted to go to all the World Cup stadiums. Side note. Anyways, like the video, by the way. Unkulego Utagez was the stadium Sokulum. Ubunono is saying, Du and Vilagaz need to learn to cope with the pressure. There will always be pressure at Chiefs, even if we get good coaching and match-winning players. But that's a difference. Pressure to win when you're already winning is different from pressure because you are losing and you are expected to win. I think that's different, because it's like you have to overcome all this losing and start winning and keep on winning. But once you start winning and you keep on winning, now you have confidence. You've done it before. So you are used to pressure at that point. But right now, this is the wrong kind of pressure. It's the pressure of, hey, you are losers. Why can't you win? Why can't you be like Pirates? Right? So I think it's tricky. Pressure is always going to be there, but not this kind. It's bad. Lindo Gotle is saying, I wonder who the new coach is. Whoever he is, I hope he's a serial winner. We can't afford another season like this current campaign. Yo. Yeah. Ne? Sisazokhuluma ngalezinto zalabo coach as more news emerge, because at this rate it doesn't seem like it's Pete or Ramovic or Mniti. So we'll see. Ubunono saying, my only worry about Sid is his ability to attract big players at the beginning phases of his project at Chiefs, if we sign him as a coach. Yeah. I you know what? I'm also okay, Mina, with the coach coming to Chiefs and not necessarily getting big name players, because big name players come with attitude. I want project players, you know. Like, if you look at Abo Salah when they came to Liverpool, they were, with all due respect, but he wasn't like a superstar that he is right now. Abo Firmino, Abo Mane, they were all quite decent players, but their prides were not so high that they were like, I'm too big for this club. Because Usala wasn't even the first choice for Liverpool. He was like the 4th choice, because they tried signing other players, and those other players kept on saying no, and then they landed on Salah, and then he came. So he knew Guti, I wasn't even the first choice, but I'm a project player. I want to show the coach what I can do, and look what it did. So I don't like a coach coming to a team and the first thing they do is get marquee signings, big players, because they might help you, but sometimes their attitude might feel like I'm too big for this. So I don't like that. Pumelelo is saying, we can be hypocrites as fans. When it comes to Steve K, Zwan and Tsegi, you ask, what have they won? But Ramovic is more than welcome. Why change the standards we set for others? That is why I'm saying, Mina, that's the problem I have with Ramovic. As much as he ticks other boxes, the problem is he has not won anything. But then again, that is my main thing that I've always said with him, Guti. He can tick all these other boxes. Problem is, people will keep on saying, what have you won? And because of that, you get stuck. Guys, please like the video. 50 something people are watching, but there are only 17 likes. Let's do justice to the like button. Gamer Online is saying hello. And then Utabani is saying, the problem, we only have them as creative players who can they uthini wethabani nakubhalisa ngisengasizo. The problem, we only have them as creative players who only play is number 10, and others we are no longer hungry. And I want Galaxy coach because he doesn't like baby girl Rulani. He called him Sunshine. Yes guys, the coach with TS Galaxy udelelu Rulani ngempela. Umbiza ngo Mr. Sunshine. And then when he's in the interview, he's like, yeah, no, it's Mr. Sunshine is a good name. I'm like, dude, let me, I'm about to end the poll because 52 votes and people are saying it's too much of a responsibility and 35% are saying it's not too much of a responsibility. I'm going to end the poll right now. I'm going to start another one soon. And Umpumelelo saying, what do Potter, Moyes and Ten Hag have in common? The example that you don't take a small team coach and make him a head coach of a big team, especially when we have so many problems. But let's be honest, who's this guy? Ten Hag was a big team coach. Ajax is big in Amsterdam, but obviously compared to United, they are a small team. But with pressure, with the media, they're always on your case. They are big enough. But I get what you're saying, Vele. It could be tricky. It could be tricky to do such a thing. Nkulego is saying, I wish to see him do Villa, Donai, Duba, and Zwane playing together, and with Ox as a destroyer. Not let Abamdlal Sayona, or you can use Rang as a striker. But from Yumpilo, why is Samgelo not being played? Because Usamgelo Zwane is, I wouldn't call him a luxury player, but sometimes it does seem like one. Usamgelo is a very good player on the ball, but if you have seen something about Johnson, he prefers players that run, mark, and do all of those things. That is why he will play every time Stebe no Ox. Why? Because they will run, they will mark. If you put Usamgelo as a second man in the double pivot, he's not really going to do that much running. And Johnson does not like that because he's more of a let's defend first coach and not necessarily let's keep the ball and let's just defend by keeping the ball. So that's the problem. Andile, Taban is saying he's walking. Andile saying Sid should come with his technical team from TS Galaxy. There's a very good analyst there, Uluyolo. You know, Indaba Sid is not gonna happen. Indaba Sid is not gonna happen. Trust me. At this point, as much as there are talks, but that one is not happening. From what I've seen and heard, which I cannot disclose right now because it's far-fetched. So I will not disclose it here. Uthi Uthabani umbonile uRulani emva kwalo yamjita ebalekela the TS Galaxy coach. Sorry to be out of topic, but that picture, yeah, he was scared. That guy is tall. He's a big guy. Like Ramovic is very big. I was there talking to him like this. I'm like, yeah, dude, you are very tall. Yeah, anyways, let's talk about Rushwin Dortley. So, some of you probably don't know who Rushwin Dortley is. Let me see. Can I do this? Yeah, so Rushwin Dortley is a left-footed centre back who can also play as a left back, who's currently playing for Cape Town Spurs. Ne? So last year Chiefs wanted to sign him, and then he ended up going abroad to do some trials. Yeah, he goes there, and then things apparently went well, but they just couldn't agree on the amount of money that they were going to sell him for. So he ended up coming to Cape Town Spurs because, well, they also needed him. Reason being, well, they were fighting relegation and now they've been relegated. And if you go to transfer market, you will see something that's very interesting. Well, I wouldn't say interesting, but if value yake since he's been at Spurs, it's not really increased because 2023 his value was 175 euros. Right now it's like 250,000 euros. That is euros, which means if you convert it to rands, somewhere around 4 million, 5 million, which is the sweet spot for Kaizer Chiefs. Now, obviously, he's not like a flying left back who goes forward and does all of these things. So my question is, given the unfortunate thing that happened with Uluk Flus and the fact that this guy can also play as a left back, would it make sense for Chiefs to sign him, or it doesn't make any sense because we already have Udove playing as a left-footed centre-back. We also have Utitlokwe playing as a left-footed centre-back. Because right now, I feel like personally we need an out-and-out left-back, a modern left-back, a person who's going to be flying forward and giving us those overlapping runs, because ultimately most of the games that he has played this season, he's playing either on the right side of the centre-back or on the left, and then from time to time played as a left back. And also remember, playing for a very defensive team, so not really flying forward to make those overlapping runs and play crosses. So I do not know about this one. I don't think it's still he's still a viable option. But what do you guys think? My choke. I'm going to put a poll. Yoguti, should Chiefs spend, because it's going to be around that 5 million on Dortley. Nanko my options. Yes, no. Because I'm looking at it, Tuguti. He is I misspelled it, forgive me. I think Mfunde is saying disciplining Muchel and disciplining Matt are two different things. All these qualities that we admire about Ramovic won't work at Chiefs. Remember Zwane versus Ngobo, CJ versus Peterson. I see a divided change room. No, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, and it does make sense. But the thing is, that's exactly why you bring a coach, because I don't think you bring him either way. I figure as what yay. Because I think that's another thing that you need. What Ten Hag did with Ronaldo, it was a good example, but the problem is then he failed to back his stance. Because if you're gonna be if you're gonna be a disciplinarian, something like that, if you're gonna be that type of a coach, then you must be able to back it up with your tactics. Because if you're gonna say yewena Mart uyaboza ngiyakbench, or yewena Doli uyaboza ngiyakbench, if uDoli zama ukupusha back, you must push back even harder and make an example out of the biggest. Yabo, that's what they say, ukuthi if you get in a yard, you must, or whatever, in a place, you must go after the biggest kid, punch them in the face, so that everyone else will know that don't mess with him. So if that coach comes in and he messes with uDoli and everyone's like, lo muntu lo kwazile ukuxosha uDoli wamhambisa wampractices an MDC team, then that's gonna make everyone scared of the coach. But don't just come in and try to show that you have power. Also show that you understand what you are doing. because players will respect you because they understand and see that you're a good coach. But if you're just gonna come in and say, hey, Yimo Petela, and then you can't even coach, then no one's gonna respect you at all. Outumi saying PSL rule states that if you hire a foreign coach, they must have won a cup or a league past 7 years. Does this apply to Sid? That's what I was saying. The problem with Sid is that he hasn't won anything. That is the problem. Ulego is saying, I've been following that boy Rushwin, very technically good, understand and read the game very well. You can see that he works hard and understand very simple basics or playing in defense, whether a center back or a left back. Funny enough, I have not watched many games of Cape Town Spurs this season. They're just not interesting to me because you know a team's gonna lose and they're not even gonna try. Our Mandla is saying Cape Town Spurs will want more than 5 million, to be honest. Sponiso is saying, guys, please press the like button. It is free. Yeah, bonus Sponiso. Your first comment, likes. I love that. I love that. Kumbuza. Like any video, 64 people watching and only 28 likes. You are hurting my heart. Please like the video. Our Mandla is saying Ramovich doesn't play with players. If you don't listen, he releases you fast. He doesn't want someone disrupting his environment. That's the thing. If he had won something, I would be standing here and saying, sign him 100%. He will do things at Chiefs. But that's the biggest problem, which hasn't. Umanda is saying Dortley is good, but it still needs proper coaching. You see? That is why, at this point, the Chiefs needs, that's what I'm saying, I need someone who's a very good left back, who no longer needs to develop, because you need to develop a Chiefs at this point, uzoba sinking in with the fans. Umelelo saying, Pilo, you can back it up with tactics, but you need reputation behind your name. There's no other way around it. Win a trophy first, that's the only thing that gives you leverage in change room. True, but also we have coaches like Ushavi. What had he won before going to Barcelona? Because he was coaching in UAE, not really that big. We Arsenal, Arteta had not won anything except as an assistant coach to Pep. Like Klopp going to Dortmund after leaving in Mainz. There are coaches who do make it work. It's just that I feel like good balance. But with Chiefs right now, I feel like you are right, Uti. It's too high of a thing for someone to say, oh, I can go to Chiefs and just coach them because, well, I have a personality. So I get where you're coming from. Uncle Lego saying, but I feel like you can't sign him. We're very good cover at center back. We really need to sign either Hanamup or Pasadine. Those two would fit very well. So go for either one of the two. Yeah, about me personal, I would spend a lot of money on Pasadine. Not gonna lie. I would spend money on Pasadine and I would just spend money on Pasadine. That's it. That's all I would do. I would spend money on Pasadine. I see Hanamup, but his age is not on his side. So I would just go for Pasadine. And also the relationship is good. It's just that he would be expensive, but still I would go for him. Umanda saying there are no good left backs in SMP. We need Dortley with a good coach. Mandla, there are no good left backs. What about Upasatin? Special Upasatin. Out is Command saying, Pilo, my pro, I don't think Sid should come to Chiefs. We kinda make the same mistakes over and over again. We need a proven winner now, like Nabi. Yeah. Yabo siyavumelana lapho. Umandla saying Diano van Rooyen, Morena, etc. were coached into being solid defenders. We need that for Dortley. And then he continues to say, Pasadine needs good coaching. Without good coaching, he becomes a shanty. Without good imagine you're signing a 26-year-old and then he becomes a shanty. Oh, I would lose it. I would lose it. Like, bro, you are 6 years younger than Shanti. You can't be doing this to us. You cannot be doing this. You are pissing us off. Let's get more likes. Pumelelo saying Pasadine gives me Frosler vibes in terms of body language, but he is good. I think you have now vumelana na lento esho mandla ukuthi without proper coaching, these even the best players, they can fall off. So I definitely do agree with you guys. Let me see what people are saying. Should Chiefs spend 5 million? The decision is very close. Yeah. But abantu 47%, abanye bathi 52%. Yeah, 47 and 52. Umandla continues to say, I watched Basadin before Stellies and he wasn't what you see now. It shows you what coaching does. Yeah, I remember it follows. And the Stellenbosch, that's a nice thing about them. They will just fetch a player, all of a sudden he's good. You're like, oh, what happened there? Ubonono is saying one of the reasons Arteta won the dressing room was the 100% backing from the board. Will the management be willing to support the new manager's ways? That's always the question now, isn't it? Will Kaizer Chiefs back the manager? And more times than not, it's usually a no. And then Utum is saying the best left back who's underrated is Mngomezulu, who is on loan to Amazulu. Yeah. As lento le ama left back no Sundowns nabantu ebalonayo nengabaloni, it just makes it very tricky. Let's get 3 more likes, guys. Let's get 3 more likes and get to 50 likes. And then I will read this comment which says, as much as I love Ramovic's tenacity, but I don't think we can afford to have a gaffer who has not won anything. The club is at its worst position in terms of droughts. Those are facts. And on that note, I will say, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please go check out the videos from the other channel that I posted. I made a video about the beef between Rulani Mkwena and Uramovic on the channel, the cutback with Umpilo. Help me reach 1,000 subscribers in that other channel because I want to make content and just be free and do anything and post anything in the channel, because this channel is only about Kaizer Chiefs, but that other channel, if you happen to be a Sundowns fan or other teams fans, then you can go check out the channel. The Cutback with Mpilo. Thank you so much for watching Khosi Nation Fan TV with Mpilo. And until next time, remember, Khosi Alpelu Moya. By the way, we don't call it Khosi Nation with Mpilo. We just call it Khosi Nation Fan TV. Anyways, talking to myself. Oh, I'm still on.